This call is being recorded.
All right, thank you for calling in. I see you got the progress chart report.
Oh, yes, I'm curious about this.
Awesome. And yeah, please don't hesitate to interrupt if there's anything you want to mention. If you need me to repeat anything as well, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, we see that your progress chart, you have you're actually not only progressed into Gemini, but you are on the verge of coming into a brand new moon in Gemini, which is such a huge deal. Um, I always make sure to make a point to, when we look at progressions, to consider the lunar progression, because that lets us know exactly what you're going through. And the progressed new moon and full moon are two of the most significant points in a progression, because that lets us know that you're either completing with the full moon or starting brand new with the new moon. So we know that the progressed moon moves a degree every month, and you are literally on the verge within another 10 months of stepping into the brand new moon cycle, which it looks like it might be at 18 degrees. So let's say another like 11 months, basically a year. And first of all, congratulations. You know, I'm super biased towards Gemini. So I'm just so happy for you. Like, this is going to be very awesome. And it's even cooler because the North Node has been transiting through Gemini. So what are the odds that, you know, being an angel, Gemini rising, uh, the nodes have been unlocking the angelic nature of your personality, using relationships to show the meaning of how true and brilliant you are. And there's just so many themes here that I'm looking forward to uncover. For example, you have you have progressive Juno in Gemini, and the transiting Juno is in Gemini. So this is a matrimony towards yourself of sorts, or opening you up for marriage too, in a certain way, even if it's like not a romantic type of marriage, but more commitment to truth. And people who are willing to connect with you in that sense. But yeah, once again, very, very amazing, because we know you have the North Node in Sag, and we know that at the end of the year in Sagittarius season, you're going to, of course, um, have the nodes opposite each other, which is going to be very powerful. So, you know, outside of that, um, this is definitely a very interesting period. You want to see the next 8 months, 10, 11 months is releasing the old cycle, because you're in the new moon territory, but it won't officially start until that conjunction, which looks like it's going to happen right next to Juno, which is so interesting. And we see that Mercury, that was 8 degrees Taurus, has somehow made it to Gemini and retrograded, which is also very important. So, with that in mind, you know, it definitely goes a long way towards being put in a position to realistically step into a brand new truth. And this is what I love about mutable sign cycles. Mutable sign cycles prepare you for the cardinal signs, where you've gone through, of course, the Taurus progression. The significance of the Taurus progression is, as the boss, the producer, the natural, you are developing the natural quality of natural energy physiologically to strengthen, based on or borrowing from your identity in Aries, the value of your own body and the strengthening of your 5 physical senses. And so now, based on that, you're stepping into enlightenment that projects from your brain the consciousness, allowing you to think and tap into the causal realm and the celestial, angelic, magical experience. And this is an enlightenment initiation. We know that you have the South Node, the rising, and your heart, Venus here. And so this has been having you inherit these qualities, these enlightened facets of your own personality. We know that you were born right before the full moon in Scorpio, and that completed. So I want to say at like 3 years old, you completed the Scorpio full moon progression, or the Taurus transit, which is important because you started off the Taurus progression completing it, which means that you had the new moon, of course, at the end of, well, you weren't born then, but before then was the new moon in Aries. So after the full moon in Scorpio, which the completion of Taurus is, you're now receptive in Scorpio to the desire and purity of the natural awareness of your quality, of the awareness of your natural quality. And then that led to the third quarter square in Aquarius. Boom, that led to the new moon in Taurus, where you now, I want to say around 17, 18, and 20 years, developed the new cycle of value, especially transcending old unconscious beliefs that help you tap more into your body, or release old values that may have stubbornly not allowed you to tap into your Gemini freedom or enlightenment. Boom. That's what
Hmm.
led us into Gemini season,
That's
right?
interesting because my
Yeah.
daughter, the one that was in the live, she's a Scorpio and she's an aqua moon.
Okay.
And she's been like feeling this. She's 17. She's going to be 18 on Halloween. But she also has Neptune and Uranus in aqua, and her MC is there. So she's
Wow.
been
Wow.
feeling all of this. So I wonder
Yeah.
if this is just like rippling down to her. She's also an emotional projector in human design. So that's
Oh,
pretty
projector squad.
interesting.
That's awesome. I'm a
Yeah, so
splenic projector.
she's feeling all of this, and like she's been like, oh my god, like she, of course she gets anxiety because since she doesn't know really much about it. So I've been
Yeah.
telling her like, just listen, watch the live so you can understand it. So she's literally been actually watching your lives. She was like,
That's
Mom, I've been
awesome.
watching him, so I'm understanding a little bit more. So
She
it's
has a
pretty
super
cool.
advanced soul too.
Yeah,
Hey,
so she's
Natalie.
actually feeling it.
Hi.
So it's cool.
Hi. Do you mind calling back in another 15 minutes?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, of course.
No problem.
Bye.
Alrighty. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned your daughter because her progression is going to follow a different vein. So at this stage at 18, she's going to have a much different cycle. But just knowing she's an alien aqua moon, like she has one of the strongest claircognizant aqua moons ever. It would be an honor to do a reading with her, a session, because she has one of the coolest charts already. And to know that
Yeah,
that grand air trines you, it's really awesome.
her chart is what made me want to do my progress because my Uranus is at 28 degrees progress. Hers is 28 degrees just at her birth
Right.
chart. So I was like, this is so weird because my progress is 28 and hers at birth is 28 in aqua. So I was like,
Exactly.
oh my gosh, this is weird. So I just have to get a progress chart. I got so curious about it.
And you know, on top of that, it really goes a long way towards realistically asserting this powerful element of, wow, your own, how do I say it, your own, during this period, power. And not just power, but also, you know, um, this is very important once again because you've reached primarily a position where, now that you finished the Taurus cycle, you're very much so ready to fully step into this element, I'd love to say, of personally stepping fully into enlightenment. And not just stepping into enlightenment, but being in a position to realistically now unlock the new way of thinking. Because the way that's going to work personally, now that you're stepping into Gemini is one thing. The significance of Gemini out of Taurus is, of course, you're gaining enlightenment now that you've grounded, as the natural queen angel, this energy. And so um this is really amazing because you're getting ready to close out the balsamic phase, and you're stepping during this period. You're going to be releasing old ideas, and it's important because the next year ahead, coming into the new moon for you, is going to be slowly but surely releasing ideas, preparing you to step fully into this element of not just your magic, but a brand new cycle. And that's important to know because natally, and that's why I'm glad you got the progressed. You're a Leo rising now. And so technically Aquarius is your new seventh house. You're going through 2.5 years of controlled opposition where your freedom of expression is being undermined by, idiots who think of group speak and people who don't have their own identity and just follow the crowd. But this is also evolving your extraordinary partnerships, and it's giving you a character test so that during this period you can get married, divorce, enter a business partnership. It's evolving all your partnerships. But because you were born in Gemini rising, this is also your rising star year. So it's ascending, it's taking this progressed nature of your relationships and it's ascending the knowledge around how you connect and show and really give this knowledge. So that would be interesting if you've experienced this, especially with Venus that's progressed on your progressed rising. This is making you very outwardly beautiful. This is having you really inherit this very diva-like Venusian Leo boldness. And it's basically you saying, who wants a problem? Because I'm the performer now. You're the main character now. And you're here to, do it up, which is important because that means this new moon in Gemini is going to be in your 11th house. And in a progressed fashion, you're going to be starting a new cycle of really enlightening yourself to who truly belongs with you, where you truly belong, and also coming into a very true social circle of angelic beings, which you yourself will be the hub of. But because this is in your natal first 12th house, realistically what you're also doing as coming from the 12th 11th, you're now evolving into becoming the true angelic being you always were. So you're coming into spiritual awareness and also the soul truth with an angel soul of truly enlightening yourself to who you've always been. And so this coinciding with the nodes is very symbolic because the nodes prepared you for this new moon progress cycle. We know that once this happens, Jupiter is going to be in your natal 10th house in Pisces, which will be evolving your career all year. And so 2022 is going to be very powerful for you because it's going to give you career upgrades. This is going to legitimately change the beliefs around where you want to take your career or what you want to happen in your career. This is going to induce literal miracles that, as you go with the flow, will just have things work out really amazing. And that will lead to the Jupiter return 2023. So you have a lot to look forward to. I think that the quality of how your chart has gone through is amazing because after this year, the North Node is going to go over your Juno and it's going to go into Taurus. And eventually it's going to go over your sun, like near the end of 2023. And then Jupiter's going to go over. So you're getting ready to be blessed, blessed. You already completed the Saturn return. And that's just something to keep in mind because you're on the verge of total breakthrough here with this Gemini magic. This is definitely no joke, and it's going to really examine and test and more so prepare you to, which is the purpose of the Gemini Enlightenment transit. You're going to come into a new idea and it's happening right now. So you're going to be, coming into ideas. In fact, the moon in Gemini is going to have a feel of being communicative. In the 12th, it's coming out of a spiritual closet, but in the 11th, it's being willing to share your ideas with other people as you are the hub of truth. You are the spirit and soul of truth right now, the representative of truth, the queen of the gods, Juno. And so you are already born with this Juno royalty. Anytime someone has Juno in the same sign as their sun, it's a rulership aspect. And for women, it denotes the quality of you being queen of the gods. And I love how when I said that, I looked up and I see you were born in Jamaica, Hospital Queens, or Jamaica Queens, which is so awesome, right?
And it's so funny because I'm in doing the human design course, and literally like last week, I caught this little epiphany out of nowhere, and I was telling them something, and everybody, it was just like this big line of the comments, and they were like, oh my gosh, like it made so much sense. They were like, we have to make a whole live about this because it makes so much sense. Then I actually went to my doctor, and my doctor was like, when you get this, you tell me because we're going to keep going from that string you're talking about. I'm like, okay, I got my doctor on roll, and I got everybody in my life. I'm feeling a little weird right now, but it makes sense to everybody. I don't know how that happened, but okay. That's how it like literally flipped from human design to astrology. And I was telling actually my doctor about the astrological part to it, to the human design part of it. And he was like, okay, when you get it, let me know, and we're going to keep going from there. So it's totally crazy what you're saying, because it literally made sense to everyone.
And what's even more important is that, you know, we are kind of seeing this sense of like a new truth, a new idea formulating around you once again. And that's going to climax coming into 7 months from now, or 10 months from now, where you have the new moon, and then boom, forward with that. It's going to be natally centered around how you think about yourself, but in a progress sense, how you also connect with others being yourself. And it's going to really put you into a whole entourage where you're going to really be enlightening your community around you more so. Mercury retrograde is going to be reevaluating how you communicate yourself, because now you've manifested so much more awakening. You've awakened others around you. You do have Pluto on your moon still, so you actually have soul awakening through conversations, which is so awesome. And once again, what the purpose of this new moon in Gemini is, because what happened is, of course, you had the third quarter square, you have the new moon in Taurus, you stepped into Gemini at 17 degrees at that, which would suggest that perhaps when you stepped into Gemini, so let me kind of do that again. You had the new moon, you had the new moon in Taurus, the full moon, the third quarter square, the new moon, right? And then I'm guessing the third quarter square. Ah, there we go. You had the third quarter square in Leo. Then you had the full moon in Sagittarius. So you actually completed the Gemini cycle. Then you had the third quarter square in Pisces, and now you're coming back around for the actual new moon. So you already completed the receptivity for the meaning of the truth. Then you had the third quarter square 7 years ago in Pisces that changed the meaning of the truth you're completing with beliefs outside of this reality that give you a higher understanding of what's true. And now you're coming back around to, based on these progression lessons, step into a brand new idea. And the purpose of this is you're going to step into that brand new idea. Then the sun's going to go into Cancer, and you're going to have the full moon in Capricorn. When the sun goes, or you're going to have like that third quarter square in Virgo, which is going to be the final Gemini lesson of taking what's real and adjusting this new idea. Boom, then you go take action in Cancer. So the purpose of the Gemini progression is to fine tune your attitude and your mind, so that once you step into Cancer, you take action with the right enlightened perspective. So Gemini is adjusting your direction before you take action in Cancer. And Cancer is going to be huge because you have Saturn there. So this is preparing you to really harness this karmic power sincerely as you come into this ridiculously awesome enlightenment chapter. And that brings us back to Leo, because you, of course, were born as an angel, then you progressed through being a high priestess and a cardinal bishop. You became an instrument of Saturn, gained that karmic lordship where you were an instrument of this sincere karma. And now you have into being the solar queen. As solar queen, you are a true angel right now. Gemini sun and solar queen rulership is, of course, Leo rising, making your sun exalted. And on top of that, we do have Venus on your AC, which will, of course, in this vein, really have you gain this instrumental quality of courage here, and really, add beauty to how much more boldly and strong you express and be an instrument of this beauty and love with Venus here. It's on your progress rising, which I think is very key. And now, of course, that makes, like we said before, Aquarius, your seventh house. And this is where transiting Saturn and Jupiter are. Once they go direct, this Libra season will be moving forward on the relationship. So do you feel more now? Because technically the seventh is Sag, and a lot of this was late 2019, 2020 was your natal relationship transit. But do you feel more now that this is your relationship transit, now that it's in the progress seventh versus last year?
Mm, I would say, yeah, as far as in business relationship and with groups and stuff like that, yeah, definitely. Because I'm more
Okay.
open to like speaking to people about things and just letting it out. I just don't care. I don't care how crazy I sound, but I just pop out and tell them whatever I feel. So it's like, okay, I might sound a little crazy to y'all, but this is how it goes, and this is what I see, and I just say it. So I just don't mind. So
Right. That's deep. Well, yeah, I would definitely be mindful of that, because in this progression continuation, this is definitely going to just move forward a lot of how you prepare for this next thing, right? So other than that, um, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this progression. Did you have any questions at all?
um, not really. I just wanted to know like where it was headed. So that makes like a lot of sense to me, really. Uh, just okay. Let me just touch base on that 0 degrees there. Like is it the zero? Not really. Wait, where is it? Because
I
I know
see
I
you have
have it.
zero
Where
degrees MC in Aquarius in Pisces.
is it? No, because I know I have. No, because you know me, I have a chart that has a whole bunch of other. I have the asteroids and all that other stuff.
I know your North Node is 0 degree Sag progressed, and then to speak on your MC has moved to Aries, and progressed Jupiter is on it. So, as the Aries energy gets transited, you're going to be taking direct assertive action, because your Mars is now progressed in Aries. So this is you as the solar Leo Queen Diva making assertive individual masculine actions to upgrade your career. So Jupiter on your progressed MC is going to give you amazing career upgrades, especially as Jupiter returns 2023, which is going to be very amazing, very powerful.
Oh, okay. Now let me ask you one thing. To do a synastry chart, would you be able to do a progressed one with like a birth chart?
Oh, that's a good question. So I can do synastry between two progressed charts, but I can also, did you mean like between your natal and progressed, or someone else's progressed and natal?
No, like my daughter's natal and my progressed.
I can do that. What I can do is I can just put two charts side by side, and I definitely can do that.
Yeah, because I'm just like really curious. Because when she was with me on the live, I know like I was, as you were speaking, I get the intuitive hits. So I just start looking at everything, and once it lights up for me, I start the writing. So I know she wants to do her own. She's like, Mom, I want to get a reading from him. So I was like, okay, fine, as long as you pay for it, I don't care. Because
Right.
I show them how to spend their own money. They get their allowance and stuff, so I don't mind.
Yeah,
But I was just
I
curious
have
because
the
I've
sales
seen a lot
going.
of things, and I like to see the view from someone else's perspective because it makes a lot of sense when someone else points out different things. So seeing
Yeah,
it from somebody else makes a whole lot of sense in a different way from what I might see it.
sounds great. Yeah, I'd definitely be able to do that.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna hit you up for her because she wants to get one herself, and then I'll definitely put up another one for me and her with a synastry one, and just type in the comments what it is.
Sounds great.
All right, thank you
Well,
so
you have
much.
a blessed weekend. No problem. Thanks for